It was the last day of the year. 2025 was coming to an end. Families gathered, children played. The sun painted the sky orange. No one knew it was the last sunset in history. Suddenly, everything changed. There was no warning, no sound, just absence. The sky turned pitch black. City lights flickered and died. The world plunged into a solid, touchable darkness. The silence was deafening. The entire planet held its breath. What was happening? An eclipse? A blackout? No one knew. Inside homes, panic grew. Flashlights and candles were lit in a hurry. The warmth vanished. A strange cold crept in. It was the absence of the sun. People looked at the sky, hoping for stars, but there was only emptiness. The New Year's party ended before it even began. In the streets, cars stopped, traffic lights went out, chaos slowly took over. The cold grew with each passing minute. The temperature plummeted. The air grew heavy. Something terrible and irreversible had happened. Night was no longer a phase. It was the world's new permanent state. Fear grew in people's hearts. Humanity faced the unknown. The last sunset was also the last breath of normal life. The darkness was complete and the cold relentless. The world, once vibrant, was now just silence and shadow. Hope faded along with the lights. Time seemed to have stopped. The eternal night had begun, and no one knew if there would be a new dawn. The first few hours were full of confusion and fear. Phones and radios stopped working. The world became cut off. Every house became an island in the dark. The cold wind and screams of panic echoed through the streets. The urge to survive took over. Supermarkets were raided for food, water, batteries. Social order fell apart in hours. There was no police, no government. The cold became unbearable. Gray snow fell under a starless sky. People were burning furniture and books to keep warm. Fire became the new sun, fragile and small. The city's silence was only broken by the wind and the crackling of flames. The fear of the unknown brought everyone together. The understanding of the huge problem was clear. The endless night had come. The world we knew no longer existed. The fight for survival was just beginning. The cold and the darkness were the new rulers. Hope was found in every tiny flame, and humanity, for the first time, felt truly alone. Everything fell apart. Satellites lost power, and all our systems crashed. GPS, the internet, broadcasts, everything just vanished. Humanity was left blind and deaf. We went back to the Stone Age, but without the skills our ancestors had. Without the sun, plants couldn't make food. Plants and tiny ocean life died. The air got thin, and rivers and lakes froze solid. The water cycle stopped. Endless snow covered the planet. Oceans became icy graves. Ocean currents stopped, and all the warmth disappeared. Huge waves crashed onto the coasts. Then came the quiet. Ice spread across the continents. The air itself started to freeze and fall from the sky. The planet lost its protection, turning into a ball of ice and rock. The end would be slow, a painful freezing and choking. Earth became unrecognizable. The sun wasn't blocked. It died. The nuclear fusion stopped. The sun quietly collapsed. When the darkness came, the sun had already been dead for 8 minutes. Gravity also vanished. Earth was thrown into space. Now, we are a wandering planet, moving away from the corpse of our star. The temperature dropped towards absolute zero. In weeks, the planet froze. The sun didn't become a black hole, but an invisible white dwarf. To us, it didn't matter. The sun was dead. Without energy, entropy won. Heat dissipated. Order turned to chaos. Life froze. Physics was relentless. And hope almost gone. Years passed. Earth became a desert of ice. Temperatures of 240 degrees C froze even the air. Oceans and cities disappeared under miles of ice. Life on the surface was wiped out. Only microbes near hydrothermal vents might have survived. Before the end, humanity dug down. Nuclear plants and geothermal energy created underground cities, deep shelters, bubbles of warmth in a dead world. Life became engineered. Artificial light, hydroponic food, recycled water. The air was watched closely, the space tight. No one saw the sky. The wind was just a memory. We survived, but at the cost of freedom. Humanity became prisoners of its own planet. The surface was just a memory. The price of survival was high, and hope a thin thread. The rush to the underground cities was brutal. Only rich nations could build the pits. Millions marched through the ice looking for warmth and shelter. Most didn't make it. The cold killed almost everyone. The pits had limited spots. The selection was cruel. Only essential skills guaranteed entry. Families were torn apart, children left behind. The new society was born from impossible choices. Inside, a strict order, everyone with their own job. There was no room for being an individual. Children born underground never saw the sun. The sky was a legend, blue, a memory. Humanity adapted, but lost a part of itself. We survived, but changed forever. The cost was huge. Generations passed in the underground fortresses. Each one became an independent state, connected by tunnels. Geothermal energy became money and power. Wars were fought over heat. Technology advanced. Genetic engineering, medicine to fight depression and claustrophobia. Society was efficient. Families planned, careers assigned. Freedom was a luxury of the past. The time of the sun was a lesson in waste and fragility. Robotic probes explored the frozen surface. Images of ruins served as a reminder of what was lost. Humanity survives, but isolated. A solitary flame in a cold universe. And hope now was just to survive another day. The sun became a myth and an obsession. Virtual reality simulated sunny days, the most popular drug. Missing the sun was a recognized sickness. New religions popped up, worshiping the dead sun. Hell became eternal cold. Paradise, a lost garden. Language changed. Words for darkness, silence, ice. Stories from the time of the sun were cultural treasures. Historians kept pieces of the lost world safe. The past was studied with great interest and sadness. And the certainty of the sun now was just a memory. Earth drifts silently through the void, carrying the last humans. We survive in metal cages, but forever changed. The sky full of possibilities is gone. Sometimes, someone points a telescope to where the sun should be. They only see darkness, but they look anyway. A ritual of memory, a challenge to the void. We know other stars shine, other planets live. Our story became a legend, haunted by the memory of the sun. We survive out of stubbornness, but it's a cosmic tragedy. We were born of light, now we live in the dark. The universe doesn't care, but for us, it was everything. The end of one world, the beginning of another, smaller and colder. If you knew it was the last day of sun, what would you do with your last hours of light?